somewhat offense, but we're mainly kind of stick to special teams here. So going to the bottom of the wide receiver room and the return man depth chart, we're going to look at our guy Nikko Remigio.
Yeah, Nikko.
And this week, special teams coach Dave Toub discussed the kick return situation, and he expanded on his thought process a bit on how that might go, and kind of alluded to something that JD's talked about a lot. But quote, it could be Mecole Hardman. Nikko did a great job. I'll be pounding the table for that guy. I love him. Steele, he looks good back there. He gets it north and south. He'll be able to block. He's a guy you could use as a backup running back somewhere. Maybe Prince. You need bigger guys like that who can block too back there. You can't have 2 punt returners back there, I don't think. It's pretty clear that Nikko is his guy. I know, JD, you talked about pounding the table for guys, and the coaches are going to be doing that, and I love that he actually used that phrasing here. But, JD, how do you feel about the return situation, and how do you feel about Nikko? Do you feel as strongly as Dave Toub does, just based on what you've seen as far as the eye test?
So first off, I will address this. Yes, Dave is right. You can't have 2 returners back there. Okay, we've seen that when LRZ was trying to run and Remigio missed his block or missed his guy. Can't happen. Okay, so he's right about that. Dave is right about that. I think as far as like the returners, I think we're going to be fine in that regard. I think we have enough guys that can do it, that we employ that can get the ability. He said Carson Steele. If it comes down to it, you know, the worst possible scenario, Carson Steele can catch a football, run north to south, okay? We just need 10, 15 yards to get up the field, maybe get at the 35 or the 40 if we can, and then we can just deal with it like that. Because Carson Steele he ain't gonna outrun nobody. I mean, if he runs one back, I'd be shocked, okay? And we'll probably see people get fired, you know, from other teams. But that's not taken away from his ability because he could get his yards. And I love a guy that's north and south that is physical. So, yay to Carson Steele. Now I'm going to Remigio. Remigio has a lot of ability. What I hear from Dave is he likes his personality. There are certain people and their character that is infectious with how they look at the game, how they approach it every single day, the energy, the light that they bring. I think Toub sees that in him. And so you can really get tight with a guy, okay, because of what he brings to the table. And so it could be in a meeting room who's like, yeah, coach, I'll go ahead and take this rep. And sometimes in special teams, some guys don't want to play special teams. I'm just going to be honest with you. They don't. And it could be like, they might feel like, hey, coach, I've done enough. I'm a starter. Why am I playing special teams? Because we need you in here. That's why we need you in here. And so Nikko Remigio is like, hey, coach, I'll do it. I need a personal protector. Hey, coach, I do it. Hey, man, get out of here. You're only 185 pounds. Yeah, but I'll do it, coach. So Remigio seems like a guy that doesn't balk at anything. But we know he has ability. He's quick. He's fast. He's elusive. He could go hit his head on the goalpost every time he get the ball in his hand. We know this. So I think that's why he said, man, I'm going to pound the table. I'm going to stand on the table to keep him in here. Now, does that mean he's going to outplay somebody at wide receiver? That still remains to be seen. And this kind of goes in the scenario we were talking about LRZ. Who do you take off here to put LRZ on if he's going to be a special teams guy, right? This is the reason why it's important when guys do play special teams that you have to have some value in the offensive side of the ball. Okay, Remigio has that for us. He can play. He can be, you know, the wide receiver screen. He can play slot. He'll run reverses, runs good routes, got good hands. So he has a lot of value there, not just playing special teams. LRZ, on the other hand, because he's still trying to get better at as a running back, may have some issues as far as like, well, where do you put him at? Is he a running back 4? Do you put him before Steele? Is he going to take Deneric's Prince position? We know CEH is still dealing with this, still praying for him that everything is better with him, man. Sad to see this. Sad to see it. So I hope he's still getting the help that he is. And it's good that I hear that they've been doing that. But yeah, I think Remigio, because of his ability. Dave likes it. As a special team coach, I completely understand it. And when you have a guy that could go in and hit his head on the goalpost, he's an easy guy that you could cheer for. But I think Toub said this. First name he mentioned was who? Mecole Hardman. He's like, I got that ace in my back pocket. I already got that. We know we have him. Will Remigio do something to wow us on the offensive side? We'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, that's been the one thing that I've been kind of shocked by. I thought he was going to be more polished as a receiver, and that's kind of thing that one thing that, like, yeah, we know how he could be as a return man. He proved it in college. I thought, because last year he looked great running routes last year. I thought he was going to make the team over Richie James, and then he got hurt. He had the shoulder injury. But I've been kind of, it seems like I was expecting more from him offensively this year, and I haven't seen it so far during preseason. Obviously, we got one more game left in preseason, and also too, like, it's tough, man, to like really show yourself in preseason games, especially when you are getting like a quarter of game time. It's tough. So what is that? Two possessions on offense in a quarter, maybe 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And if the old line's not playing well and your quarterback's not playing well, it's a 3 and out. There's no showcasing anything. So it's tough. It's a tough thing to showcase as far as offensively. But he looks great returning the ball, and that's what we're talking about right now. Is that just to wrap up the Nikko conversation? But you think Nikko, based on what you hear from Toub, you think that there's a chance he makes the team? And then if that's the case, I know we've talked about we've done the wide receiver thing multiple times as far as who's your 6 or 7 guys. Hearing this, who are your 7 guys in the wide receiver room? Who are your 7?
Everybody has a chance right now. That's what it looks like. Your guys, everybody has that chance. But I said my 7. I think I gave my 7 the other day, but I'll give them to you again. Here's my 7 right now. Is you have Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy. You have Mecole Hardman, Justin Watson, Justin Ross, and Sky Moore. That's my 7. Okay. Now, how everything else works with this still remains to be seen, because it is the value that you create when you're on special teams. Justin Ross has to create some value for him to be on this squad. You can't be 5th, 6th, or 7th receiver without having something on special teams. That's the reality. I'm sorry. So we'll just have to see. I seen him playing wing. You could probably put him at gunner. So he's going to have to do some things. That's how it works, Marcus. That's how it works. If guys are right there on the cusp, you're a fringe guy. You have to have the special teams your part of your bag. Has to be. I'm sorry. That's what it is. So.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, he shows a little bit more effort blocking towards the way that game kind of went down towards the end of the. Is blocking it a little bit better. Seems a little bit more attentive to it after he missed the first few blocks in the game. So hopefully he has that kind of tenacity and intensity going into this game tomorrow night, because it's big for him. Big for him.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.